All right, George, let's play a little game of either, neither, or both. The Chicago Bears are the only NFL team to never have had a quarterback with 4,000-plus passing yards or –
this is crazy.
This is insane. Or 30-plus touchdowns in a season. Will Caleb Williams change that? Either, neither, or both of those?
First, a moment for Jay Cutler, never accomplishing
right?
3,800 in 2014, 28 touchdowns in 2014.
Baffling.
That was his max.
Baffling.
Jay Cutler never got that.
Now, hey, George, to be fair, in today's NFL, Cutler would have got that. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And neither one of us think Cutler's some Hall of Famer here.
No.
But he would have, in this league, he would have got that.
And I'll give you a both for a very specific reason, too. So, yes, both is my answer.
Both,
team.
same.
With Shane Waldron now calling the plays
Yeah.
for the Chicago Bears, this is part of the reason why I love the situation for Caleb Williams.
Yep.
A, you have Caleb Williams. B, you have DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, now Rome Odunze, and two good tackles.
Right.
But this is what Shane Waldron did when he was a passing game coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. Jared Goff in 2018.
Okay.
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
4,600 passing yards, 32 touchdowns.
Wee.
2019, 4,600, 22 touchdowns. 2020, just missed it, 3,900 on the 4. Then, when he became the offensive coordinator and play caller for the Seattle Seahawks, remember when Geno Smith all of a sudden had a resurgence in his
That's
career?
right.
2022,
He got paid.
4,200 passing yards, 30 touchdowns on the dot. 2023, Geno banged up, hurt a little bit. Offense took a step back, and that's with Dave Canales leaving. 3,600 yards, 20 touchdowns. So
Right.
the talent is there for Caleb Williams. The support is there player-wise for Caleb Williams. The coaching is there for Caleb Williams. So I'll give both on this one. I think he goes over 4,000, and he has 30 touchdowns. To me, 30 touchdowns is easier for him than the 4,000.
I would agree. I think it's both, but I would agree with that. What I didn't know, you remember, you and I watched the draft together on draft night, and I did not want the Bears, if you remember, to take Rome Odunze. And I said they needed a pass rusher. You called it. You said they were going to take him, and they did.
Roster construction.
What I've learned since, George, is that Caleb Williams told the Bears during all the pre-draft stuff, hey, just kind of a question in the line of questioning as you would with any quarterback or any prospect you're considering drafting. What would you want us to do with that pick? And he asked for Rome specifically. Then you told me they had worked out together in that pre-draft process as well. We know they competed against each other, obviously, in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
But, I mean, already this kid has enough juice to call his own shot. Then he tells Rome on draft night, we're the new LeBron and D. Wade with the Heat. I mean, this kid's swagger is off the charts, George. I always brag about how I covered him in high school. And look, my takeaways from that were he was a great player, and he was very I would use the word polished in terms of media. You could tell he had media training. You don't get that a lot with high school kids.
Yeah.
But I don't know this guy. I mean, this guy's so Hollywood, George. Heisman poses, calling the shot on draft night. No, you need to draft him, crying all the time. I don't know this kid, but George, I like him. The swag is full. It's in full effect with this kid. I think I'm going both here. Not only, I'll double down here, George. Let me take it a step further and go real reckless here on Foxboro Rush. Not only is he going to get these stats, but I'm looking right now as we speak at last season's NFC North standings. Because in my head, I know the Bears had the Panthers pick, and that's why they got the number 1 pick. But in my head, they were atrocious, right? That was a 7-10 football team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not that far off. George, 7-10. Vikings were 7-10. Packers were 9-8 and made the playoffs. Lions won the division at 12-5. George, I think the Bears are making the playoffs, man. I still think the Lions are the top of that division. I think not only does this kid get these stats, but I'm taking the Bears to be a wild card.
Well, think about that division. You have the NFC runner-ups in the Lions.
Yeah.
You have the Vikings, who had one of the worst defenses on paper, but turned it around with Brian Flores. And, yes, lost Kirk Cousins, are relying on a rookie, but have one of the best head coaches and play callers in the game in Kevin O'Connell.
Right.
Got the best edge player in this draft, and J.J. McCarthy, and, of course, the best receiver in the game. You have the Packers from Week 8 to Week 17 and into the playoffs when they blew the roof off the Dallas Cowboys.
That's right.
Look like one of the best teams in the league. And completely refurbished their defense, rebuilt their offensive line in the draft.
On the
Got
fly.
Jeff Hafley as defensive coordinator, who has coached at the pro level
Yep.
and should figure it out. We'll see, but secondary's always been their woes, but they still have a lot of talent there. And then now you have the Bears with, like you said, 7-10 to rebuilding. They're going to make the playoffs. I believe in that too. The tougher question is who doesn't make it out of this division.
It's not the division, George. You just look at the NFC.
You
could have
four
3
teams.
You can have 3 from that division.
So that's what I'm saying. All 4 teams from the NFC North, I just can't see it
No,
happening.
you're throwing in the Vikings?
The Vikings can make a run and get in as a wild card team. Don't sleep on J.J. McCarthy, who could step in right now and play.
Yeah.
Dude, they were kept in games by, once Kirk Cousins went down, the revolving door of backup quarterbacks, fourth quarterbacks. A guy that showed up on a Thursday, played on a Sunday, and led him to a comeback.
Let me ask you this.
Wouldn't put it past Kevin O'Connell.
Let me ask you this. If it's 3 in that division that make it, and it comes down, that third spot comes down to the Bears or the Vikings, who would you lean to? Because I would lean Bears.
I'd lean Bears too.
Okay. So
there's Lions, Packers in for me. The continuity of those teams obviously established.
We agree there. I'm just saying I give the Bears a little bit of an edge over the Vikings, but we'll see. This stuff will play out.